Following an attempted assassination at a rally, Donald Trump sustained injuries, but assured that he is in a satisfactory condition, while the shooter and one attendee tragically lost their lives. Greetings, everyone. Today's video will focus on an incident involving former President Donald Trump, who was the target of an assassination attempt during a rally in Pennsylvania. This unfortunate event resulted in injuries to Trump, as well as the death of both the shooter and one attendee. The shooter, identified by the FBI as Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20, hails from Pennsylvania. Although Trump suffered a gunshot wound to his ear, he is said to be in good condition. This incident has sparked concerns regarding political violence and the need for enhanced security measures at future events. Without any further delay, let us begin our discussion. In a statement released on Saturday evening, the FBI disclosed the identification of Thomas Matthew Crooks, a 20-year-old resident of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, as the individual responsible for the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump that occurred on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania. The investigation into this incident is still in progress, and the FBI urges anyone who possesses information that could aid in the investigation to submit any relevant photos or videos through the FBI's website at fbi.gov/Butler or contact 1-800-CALL-FBI. At a rally in Pennsylvania just days before his anticipated acceptance of the Republican nomination for a third term, former President Donald Trump found himself the victim of an assassination plot. Chaos erupted as a hail of bullets rang out, causing widespread panic among the crowd. Despite sustaining an injury to his ear from a gunshot, Trump remained resolute and defiant, raising his fist as he was swiftly escorted to safety by the Secret Service and driven away in an SUV. Following the shooting incident, Trump's campaign assured that the presumptive GOP nominee was in good condition, stating that the bullet had penetrated the upper region of his right ear. On his social media platform, he recounted the moment he sensed an immediate disturbance, indicated by the sound of projectiles whizzing through the air and the subsequent impact of a bullet tearing into his flesh. A considerable amount of bleeding ensued as a result. According to anonymous law enforcement officials who spoke to the Associated Press, the individual responsible for the shooting at the rally was a 20-year-old male from Pennsylvania. These officials requested anonymity in order to disclose information that had not yet been made public. Authorities reported that during the event, one individual in attendance lost their life, while two onlookers sustained severe injuries. The Secret Service confirmed that the deceased and injured parties were all male. In response to the attack, which originated from an elevated location outside the rally site at a farm show in Butler, Pennsylvania, the Secret Service eliminated the suspected shooter. They also assured the public that President Trump remained unharmed. During a press conference held on Saturday evening, the FBI stated that they were currently unable to disclose the identity of the shooter and had not yet determined the motive behind the attempted assassination. Since the incident in 1981, when Ronald Reagan was shot, this recent attack stands out as the most significant assassination attempt on a president or presidential candidate. The incident has brought renewed focus to the issue of political violence in a highly divided United States occurring less than 4 months before the upcoming presidential election. Additionally, the attack has the potential to impact the atmosphere and security measures at the Republican National Convention, scheduled to commence in Milwaukee on Monday. According to the organizers, the convention will continue as scheduled. After paying a visit to a hospital in Pennsylvania, Trump made his way to New Jersey, touching down at Newark Liberty International Airport just past midnight. A video shared by one of his aides captured the moment when the ex-president disembarked from his private jet, surrounded by U.S. Secret Service agents and a heavily armed contingent from the agency's counter-assault team. This notable display of security personnel showcased an unprecedented level of visibility and protection for Trump. According to the White House, President Joe Biden, who is currently in a race against Trump, received a briefing on the incident and engaged in a conversation with Trump several hours following the shooting. In public statements, the president expressed his strong condemnation of this form of violence, asserting that it has no place in America. He characterized it as sickening and reiterated this sentiment with emphasis, emphasizing the gravity of the situation. Biden intended to cut short his weekend at his beach residence in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and return to Washington earlier than planned. The responsibility for the violence was swiftly placed on Biden and his supporters by numerous Republicans, who asserted that the continuous assault on Trump as a danger to democracy has fostered a harmful climate. They specifically highlighted a remark made by Biden during a donor event on July 8th, where he stated, "It is necessary to target Trump. As we move forward, the attention will primarily be directed towards the individual responsible for the shooting incident and any failures in security measures. It is worth noting that the shooter was not present at the rally and was ultimately neutralized by agents from the U.S. Secret Service, as reported by two anonymous officials who spoke with the Associated Press in order to maintain the integrity of the ongoing investigation." According to officials, the individual responsible for the shooting was confronted by the U.S. Secret Service Counter-Assault Team, a highly equipped tactical unit that accompanies the president and prominent political candidates to address any immediate dangers. While other agents prioritize the protection and evacuation of the individual under their care, this specialized team is tasked with directly engaging and neutralizing active threats. A third individual, who preferred to remain anonymous due to the ongoing investigation, revealed that law enforcement discovered an AR-style rifle at the location. Through a comprehensive examination of numerous videos, photos, and satellite imagery, the Associated Press has determined that the individual responsible for the shooting incident at the Trump rally was able to approach the stage where the former president was addressing the crowd in an alarmingly close proximity. A video, which was shared on social media and subsequently geolocated by the Associated Press, reveals the lifeless body of an individual dressed in grey camouflage lying on the rooftop of a building situated at AGR International Inc., a manufacturing facility located north of the Butler Farm showgrounds where the rally took place. From a rooftop, merely 150 meters away, an individual rested, positioned within a range where a skilled shooter could feasibly strike a target of human proportions. To put this into perspective, 150 meters is the distance at which aspiring US Army recruits must successfully engage a scaled silhouette resembling a human in order to meet the qualifications for handling the M16 rifle. It is worth noting that the AR-15, the firearm employed by the individual at the Trump rally, is the semi-automatic civilian variant of the military's M16. During the press conference, when questioned about the knowledge of law enforcement regarding the presence of the shooter on the roof prior to the commencement of firing, Special Agent in charge of the FBI's Pittsburgh field office, Kevin Rojek, stated that, "Based on our current assessment, that is indeed the case." He further added that it was astonishing that the assailant managed to begin shooting on the stage before being neutralized by the Secret Service. After 6:10 p.m., as President Trump was displaying a chart of border crossing numbers, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, responsible for overseeing the Secret Service, assured that officials were actively involved with both the Biden and Trump campaigns, diligently working to safeguard their safety and security. In response to the initial gunshot, Trump's immediate reaction was an exclamation of, "Oh!" He swiftly raised his hand to his right ear, examining it intently, before promptly taking cover behind the lectern, crouching down low. The individual situated in the stands directly behind him mirrored his actions, descending into a crouched position as piercing screams reverberated throughout the crowd. Amidst the commotion, a voice resonated from the vicinity of the microphone, urgently urging, "Take cover! Take cover! Take cover! Take cover!" Simultaneously, agents swiftly made their way towards the stage, instinctively forming a protective barrier around the ex-president, utilizing their bodies as a shield in accordance with their rigorous training. Meanwhile, additional agents swiftly assumed strategic positions on the stage, diligently scanning for any signs of danger. Amidst a multitude of several thousand individuals, the piercing sound of screams reverberated through the air. One woman's cry stood out among the rest, surpassing the volume of all others. Following this, the voices of multiple individuals could be discerned repeatedly uttering the words "shoot us down," accompanied by inquiries such as "are we good to move" and "are we clear?" Finally, a decisive command was issued: "Let's move." On the video, Trump's voice could be heard repeating the phrase "let me get my shoes" at least 2 times, while another voice chimed in, assuring him, "I've got you, sir." Within moments, Trump rose from his seat, extending his right hand towards his blood-stained face. With a triumphant gesture, he clenched his fist in the air, mouthing the word "fight" twice to his fervent supporters. The crowd erupted in enthusiastic cheers, followed by chants of "USA, USA, USA." The spectators erupted in applause as he regained his footing and raised his clenched hand in triumph. Shortly after, his motorcade departed from the location. A video captured the moment when Trump, before being escorted into a vehicle, turned towards the crowd and raised his fist. Dave McCormick, the Republican candidate for U.S. Senate in Pennsylvania, who was seated to Trump's right on the stage, recounted the incident, stating, "In unison, the entire audience dropped to their knees or assumed a prone position, as we all recognized that gunfire had erupted." Upon witnessing Trump's raised fist, McCormick immediately turned his head and observed that an individual in the bleachers behind the stage had been struck. According to McCormick, after some time, the first responders successfully transported the injured individual out of a sizable crowd in order to provide them with the necessary medical attention. During the rally, journalists present heard a series of 5 or 6 gunshots, causing many of them to take cover by crouching beneath tables. As the initial 2 or 3 pops reverberated through the crowd, individuals appeared startled, but not overwhelmed by panic. A reporter from the Associated Press who was present described the sound resembling that of firecrackers or the backfiring of a vehicle. Once it became evident that the situation had been effectively controlled and there was no possibility of Trump resuming his speech, individuals began exiting the venue. Unfortunately, a gentleman utilizing an electric wheelchair encountered an obstacle when his chair's battery unexpectedly depleted on the field. Concerned individuals attempted to assist him in relocating. The remaining individuals at the venue were promptly instructed by the police to vacate the premises, while Secret Service agents urgently advised reporters to depart immediately, emphasizing that the area was an active crime scene. According to the Associated Press, 2 firefighters from Steubenville, Ohio, who were present at the rally, reported providing assistance to individuals who seemed injured, while also noticing the sound of bullets striking the broadcast speakers. Amidst the grandstand, a cacophony of bullets reverberated, striking the speaker tower and igniting pandemonium. Reacting swiftly, we swiftly dropped to the ground as law enforcement swiftly descended upon the scene, according to Chris Tkach. According to Dave Sullivan, the initial sound he heard was a series of cracking noises. According to Sullivan, he witnessed one of the speakers being struck and heard the sound of bullets whizzing by, prompting him and the others to quickly take cover. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like, share and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.